Hey everybody, Rosemutter here. Welcome to part 20 of my Master Detective Archives Rain Code Let's Play. I mentioned in last week's episode at the end that I ended up playing through the end of the chapter of this case, the Mystery Labyrinth, because it was such a roller coaster and I needed to know how it ended. Despite this being a very long chapter, I played through the whole thing, so that tells you that this is a very good case, a very good Mystery Labyrinth. I think this is probably my favorite one. I'm not going to spoil how it ends, but I will give you guys the quick recap of what we learned last week. After a lot of twists and turns, Vivia acting very strange, kept asking us if we were prepared to find out the truth of the case. And that should have been my clue of like why would I be so upset learning the truth of this? And the reason why is because the culprit is our boss, Yako. He's the one who killed Dr. Weska, which I suspected so many people, and it never occurred to me to suspect Yako because I really like him and I didn't see him as a killer. I already know how the case ends, so I'm not going to drag this out anymore, but all I can say is it's a good one. So hopefully you guys are excited to see the conclusion to this. Let's get back into it. Let's see the end of this Mystery Labyrinth.
Huh? Why? Why is Fuzzhead here?
Chief Yako was the only person attacked by the hitman in the lab. In other words, the Chief was the hitman's target. But Chief Yako tried to hide that photo by tossing it behind the houseplant. He hid it knowing it'd be an important clue. And that's because the person in the photo is Chief Yako himself. It was given to the hitman so he'd know his target. And the Chief tried to conceal it.
Okay.
Which means the blood covering the face on the photo was likely done on purpose.
Hold on, Master! Are you serious? You're really saying Fuzzhead is the culprit? Really? I don't buy it. You think he actually put together this elaborate murder? He's knocking on death's door just for this?
I said it was a personal thing.
I don't want to believe it either. But there's no other way.
Don't forget this stuff.
Oh, battle with Vivia. Ooh. Okay, the anemic vampire is going to throw questions at you back to back. Press the correct button when you think you've got... Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, shit. All right. Press the correct button when you think you've got the correct answer. You'll take damage if you avoid all assailing assaults. Okay. Well, let's try this. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at pressing these buttons, the QTEs, but we're going to try.
The phantom vanished. The truth has been mostly exposed, and the labyrinth cannot function much longer. Anything I do now might not matter, but I'll do it anyway.
He's loyal.
Because it's something I must do.
Or someone who doesn't seem to care
While
much
the
about
chief
anybody.
takes his final breaths.
Vivia.
Yuma. If Chief Yako is the culprit, then what about that death threat?
Dr. Weska must pay for his sins with his life. My blade shall be his atonement. Why would the chief send this?
Why would the chief send it? If he was the killer.
Okay, get ready.
Answer me, Yuma.
Why did Yako send the death threat? To make it seem... Okay, I gotta pick something here. Not to scare the doctor. Okay, shit.
That's not the reason.
Well, I gotta see all of the options, though, before I can make a choice. That seems a little unfair. I feel like the first time you should be able to read all the things before you get penalized.
Chief send it? If he was the killer. Answer me, Yuma.
I'm gonna go with the first option.
sending that note, everyone would believe the doctor's life was in danger. Which was necessary for this sequence of events to take place. All the master detectives headed to the secret lab because of that note. Chief Yako brought them here to take advantage of their abilities and murder the doctor.
Huh? Their abilities?
It's pretty fucked up, though, that he got us involved in this.
The death threat wasn't sent just to the detectives. The peacekeepers received it too. What was the point of that? Why put them on high alert? What is the truth behind it all?
Maybe to have the doctor lock himself away? To use the disguise ability? No. To incite chaos at the scene? It could be that.
The chief couldn't have been thinking about that.
Ah, shit. Okay, it's one of the first two. The disguise ability, right? To be able to sneak... Oh, that makes sense. To be able to
The
use...
death threat wasn't sent just to the detectives.
Wish I could skip this.
Peacekeepers received
It could be
it
to
too.
use the disguise ability or for
What was
chaos.
the point of that? Why put them on high alert?
Alright, let's go
What
with
is
the disguise
truth
one.
behind it all?
The note was sent to the Peacekeepers because they were also part of the plan. When the Peacekeepers received the note, they dispatched a lot of their personnel to the scene. The master detectives were able to take advantage of the commotion to enter the facility. They did it by disguising themselves as Peacekeepers.
It would be convenient to have a lot of peacekeepers around if you want to get into the lab disguised as one.
This is why the Peacekeepers also received the death threat.
Hey, you still want to do this? It's not too late to give up.
I am well aware of the danger. I haven't gotten this much exercise in a long time.
This is gonna be awkward once we come out of this. Vivi and I, especially because he can actually remember all this stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Is something I must do. I can't leave the chief like this.
Vivia.
Let's continue, Yuma. So, everyone disguised themselves as peacekeepers and entered the lab. You were already at the lab, and that's where you met up with the chief, right?
Yes, but we decided to split up after the blackout occurred.
Wait! That blackout should have caused a commotion. If we leave now, the peacekeepers will see us. I knew it. This place is crawling with them.
What do we do?
I'll draw their attention to buy some time. In the meantime, you two hurry to that doctor.
The chief said he'd buy us some time.
Okay.
But he actually went and hid inside the airlock.
Was the blackout part of the plan? So the one who caused it,
The hitman, right?
was that also
No,
the chief?
he's the hitman. It's not Dr. Weska. It's the hitman.
The chief was with me in the security room at the time of the blackout. It's impossible for him to have caused it. So the only person it could be is the hitman. It must have been part of the job. He instructed the hitman to cause a blackout at a specific time.
But why?
It made us think the doctor was in danger, so we'd go check on him. We used Amapal and Fortes to get through the tight security system. Chief Yako had it all planned out from the start. He used us to break through the security so he could kill the doctor.
I like this way of doing it. It feels a lot more personal than
The sheltered skank's time rewinding ability at the
our
panel
usual
chamber?
thing at the end. Also, Shinigami, like, are you still gonna call it the sheltered skank right now? Like, read the room, girl.
That was all part of Fuzzhead's plan?
The only way to get past security was to use both Amapel and that Forte. The chief knew we'd figure that out.
I think it's more like... he trusted us. He trusted that we would arrive at that conclusion.
I'm counting on you both. See you later.
Trust? How could this be a trust thing? He was clearly taking advantage of you all.
This is just a very elaborate. This is like when people in companies they go to like their day like work excursions and they do like trust exercises. This is just a really, really intense version of that.
He gathered the master detectives using a fake death threat, then used their fortes to commit murder. What a scumbag! He used you all to get away with murder! Out of all the criminals I've ever met, he's the worst coward of them all! Master, grab that coward and...
Enough! Why did it have to come to this? Chief Yago saved me. He took me in. I had lost everything. Even my memories. Sure, he may have been a little pushy at times, but still. I really admired him. So, why? Why did you do it? Is this about the woman in the picture? Chief, please tell me! Or
There's no point in asking. That's just a mystery phantom. It's not the real Fuzzhead.
Maybe he will say something. I bet he will. Yeah, he will. Please don't make me have to fight him. I think he's just gonna be like, I'm sorry. Or die?
The phantoms are a reflection of the same people in the real world.
So that means he
right?
died.
Which means he should hold the same thoughts. The photo behind the houseplant. I don't know what the chief was hiding, but that photo must have been dropped by the hitman after he was done with it. The chief picked it up and used his own blood to obscure the face. He knew the truth would be exposed if that photo was found. So, he hid it behind the potted plant. He left his blood on it. Almost like he wrote a dying message. But in truth, it was actually a secret he wanted to keep hidden.
It's pretty crazy. If we had not noticed that, like, mark over by the plants and found that picture, just takes one little thing to find and everything comes crumbling down.
Master, I think you know this, but to exit the mystery labyrinth, you will have to eliminate the culprit.
eliminate the chief?
I mean, I hate to say it, but he's gonna die anyway.
Are you really going to do this? After all the mysteries are solved, the chief back in the real world will die. But you saw yourself, Yuma. The chief is already knocking on death's door. Will you still bury him in the name of truth?
Vivia, stop guilt tripping, please.
The chief took me in when I had no memories, or anyone to turn to. I trusted him from the bottom of my heart.
I mean, if you want to think about it in a more pragmatic and like a more emotionless way, maybe Yako knew about his abilities and took him in from the start, knowing he could use him for his grand plan, knowing that he could use all of these powers.
Now, I have to end his life?
You know, I liked it, surprisingly. The little bit of peace and quiet I found at the Nocturnal Detective
Oh, and that's why he said, like, all the peace and quiet is just going to be gone, like, if you keep seeking the truth, because, yeah, the peacekeepers are going to just come after us even more.
Vivia, you knew the
Of course he
truth behind
did.
this case from the very beginning.
I had a hunch because of my spectral projection. I knew the chief had been planning something for quite some time, but I pretended not to see. I admired him and the world he had made.
That's why you threatened me, and were so uncooperative in the investigation.
I knew you would reach the truth eventually, Yuma. But I tried my best to keep you away. Exposing the truth won't save anyone. Neither the chief nor you.
Master, you've already come this far. You've got to finish this. What'll happen to the other Master Detectives if you die here? Didn't you say you wanted to expose the truth and save everyone?
Vivia, you told me that the time would come when I'd have to prove my conviction. The conviction to accept the truth, no matter how cruel it may be. Now is that time, isn't it?
Yes, and yet you intend to continue, if you're prepared for it.
Hey! You better not get in Master's way again!
Yuma, do you remember when the chief's soul called out to us?
Huh?
Yeah, the truth is cruel. Never in history has the truth been known to be kind. But you know what? Turning your eyes away from the truth...
No, it's like Chief
living a
Yako,
lie
even from,
is
like,
harsh too.
he wanted us to, or, yeah, I guess he wanted us to solve it, or just been like, alright, well, do what you gotta do, you're detectives.
In the end, you can never look away from the truth. As long as you live, you must face that pain. So really, what's the point of worrying so much about it? When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
I always averted my eyes from the truth. For my own sake. My own peace and quiet. But I could never say with confidence that I was proud of myself. In the end, I was just running away from everything.
Ah, there we go, Vivia, and unlike everybody else, you're actually gonna remember this when you leave. So
That's
hopefully,
why
he will
I entrust
be
this
better.
to you, Yuma.
And trust what?
You signed a pact with the Death God and your desire for the truth. I want to see your conviction. As long as you don't stray from exposing all truth, I believe you'll be able to face it, cruel as it may be. I want to see it through to the end. It's why I followed you here. In that sense, we're accomplices. If you must bring down the chief, then I will lend a hand.
Thank you. He finally came around right at the end.
I won't avert my eyes any longer. I, too, want to live with my head held high.
Hopefully your back's straighter. You gotta stop slouching.
Because I, too, am a detective.
Vivia.
When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
I understand, Chief Yako. Thank you for everything you've done for me.
Okay, so this one is... Where is the secret lab located? Alright, let's take a look and see which ones we've got here. Amapal, intercom, knife. Death threats, also okay. Don't have that. Okay, there we go. Now, where was Makoto during all of this?
research doctor, a hitman, and master detectives. 2 dead bodies, but lots of shady characters. Truth bombs are about to be dropped. Time for the deduction denouement.
The victim in this case is one Dr. Weska. This incident features a sinister and meticulously detailed plot centered on the doctor.
The old geezer was holed up inside a lab at Amaterasu HQ.
I bet there's still going to be the whole thing of like, but why did Yako do this? Like, what's the connection between Dr. Weska? I bet it's related to whatever it was, whatever that project he was working on that he got taken off. Maybe he ended up killing Yako's significant other, and that was too much. You know, it's like, oh, you killed another, person who works at the lab. Like, you've gone crazy. We're just gonna, like, basically just lock you away.
He was a total hermit in the critical lab with a totally overkill security system.
The culprit made thorough preparations beforehand to break through that system.
Boom killing a shut-in is hard work. The humane thing to do is to reintroduce him to society first.
Yeah, with that out of the way. Posing as a hitman, the culprit sent a death threat to the Peacekeepers, the detective agency, and the research lab. At the same time, they contracted a real hitman and had him infiltrate the
I still
research
remember, up until not too long ago, where I thought that maybe that little guy who worked with Amapal might be behind it.
They spilled the beans about Gramps being in danger to lure both the Peacekeepers and the detectives to the lab.
You see, the Master Detective's presence at the scene was an indispensable part of the plan. It was how the culprit gained access to the research facility, after all.
And this is going to be rough for everybody to learn that they helped kill a person. It'll be interesting to see what happens afterwards to the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
And we arrived with Makoto at the same time.
Stuff went down, blah blah blah, and Master got locked up by that Yomi guy.
I was rescued by Desuhiko and the culprit, who were disguised as peacekeepers. With the real peacekeepers rushing around, the culprit took advantage of the turmoil to sneak into the lab. But after catching up with them, the power suddenly went out, separating the culprit from the rest of the group.
The blackout itself was caused by the hitman, right? And getting separated was all part of the culprit's plan.
Right. They used the blackout as an opportunity to hide in the vents in the airlock chamber. Afterwards, we headed to the critical lab to check on the doctor's condition, just like the culprit directed us. But since that lab used a separate power supply, nothing strange had happened.
His whole "the doctor's in danger" spiel was an act, huh? He made a fool of you, Master. What a dick!
I wonder how Yako would have felt if we'd end up dying before we had a chance to be able to use our powers. If he would have felt... I'm sure he would have felt guilty about that, but...
Someone attacked the doctor while we were trying to talk with him over the intercom. We had to get into the doctor's lab.
But that time, the old geezer was playing games with us. And he even tried to kill you and the others with a trap! That bastard wanted to use your dead bodies!
Yeah, I was like, it's pretty crazy if that had happened. Like, if we had run in there and died, then Yako wouldn't have been able to use our abilities, and the whole thing would have been shot. Like, it really hinges on everything going off without a hitch, because like Yako couldn't have known that was going to happen, that he was trying to kill us.
He really got you there, Master!
I don't see why you're so happy about it. The doctor's sham made the case even more confusing. Even if we tried to get to the doctor, the critical lab was guarded by tight security. The only way through was by using an...
Or like if for some reason that Amapal wasn't working that day, then the plan also wouldn't have gone. It's just like, it's a lot of very specific things that need to happen in order to have this work out, and it did. But like Yako had to rely on everything going off perfectly.
The culprit rode on it by emerging from their hiding place in the airlock vent. and jumping onto the robot's head.
All aboard the Amapal Express! First stop, a shower of toxic gas! Humans can't protect themselves against the gas, but since it's not instantly fatal, it wasn't a problem. Next up, the panel chamber and high voltage shocks! One wrong move, and it was instant death.
Thankfully for Yako, I only think I screwed up twice on that one.
But thanks to that sheltered skink, we got all the continues we could want. So, we managed a perfect clear! The critical lab was finally breached!
The culprit had anticipated we would get through this way. They also knew they would die over and over as a result. The camera feed was affected when the culprit jumped on. I should have realized what was happening.
No use crying over spilt blood. On to the next thing! Where were we? Oh yeah! To open the door to the doctor's lab, Amapal had to reach out its arm and hit a switch. And when the door opened wide enough for a person to squeeze through, the killer snuck inside.
Amapal can't follow any new commands while its arm is extended, so the culprit didn't show up on the camera.
Then, the culprit boom-killed the old geezer using the same knife as the hitman. Gramps was pretty much deaf, so a backstab was easy peasy.
Then, the murderer tried to leave the room before Amapal entered. They knocked the robot over on the way out.
They then went back into the airlock chamber vent to wait for you and the others to go by.
We entered the critical lab and found the doctor's body. The culprit used that time to get out of the vent and head for the hallway.
That was when they were found by the hitman. And stabbed.
They'd already been in contact with the toxic gas, so death was inevitable. However, dying by gas would expose them as the doctor's killer. So they hired the hitman to kill them, thereby concealing any involvement.
I guess that means the killer completely trusted in the Master Detective's capabilities. They knew those powers would get them close to the doctor. But why were they willing to die to hide the crime?
I can't say for certain. Was it his pride as a detective? Did he simply not want his friends to know? Whatever it may be, I'm prepared to face the truth. The culprit who murdered Dr. Weska, and even included his own death in the plot. Yako Furio! It was you!
He's like, I don't like to be found out, but at the same time, I'm proud that you guys were good enough detectives to be able to figure things out.
I will expose the truth!
Well, maybe we can have one last talk with him. Probably going to be a little emotional.
But why? Chief Yako, why? Why didn't you ever talk to us about this? Why did it have to end this way? Why didn't you tell us? Is this really what you wanted? Can you even hear me?
It doesn't matter who it is. Exterminating the real culprit's soul and destroying the mystery labyrinth. That's why I'm here.
And she's going to be just as happy about doing it as she normally does, even though she sounds like she's kind of remorseful about it.
Surging bloodlust. Overflowing despair. The brilliant soul of Shinigami shall expunge this cursed case! Death to all deplorables! Ruin to the vile mystery labyrinth!
There we go. I'm glad that it was a little bit different than before. I was like, she still seems like she's enjoying it, but that one, she's like, okay, we're gonna be a little kind to you.
Master's naivete must be rubbing off on me. I mean, not even I hated Buzzhead. That's weird. This mystery labyrinth is falling apart slower than usual. I wonder why.
We shouldn't let our guards down yet. Do you really think we're done here?
Oh, come on.
Huh?
Damn it.
Do you have all of the fragments of truth that you sought? If so, we could just leave, right?
Alright, some mysteries remain. They wouldn't say this if there weren't still mysteries.
No.
I guess the
We
one thing
haven't
is,
uncovered
like,
everything yet.
why, right? Like, why did Yako do it? Is that it?
No. There are still some mysteries remaining.
Huh? What's remaining? I read the culprit's soul already. I know it's slow, but this place is starting to come down.
Maybe it's not directly related to this case. I don't want to leave any questions unanswered. For Chief Yaku's sake. Please, help me, Shinigami.
Oh, fine. I can't say no to you, Master. You know I can't resist helping you when you rely on me. First, we need to reveal whatever mysteries are left. That should open up a new path. Lay it all out, Master!
This is a pretty long dungeon. But you know what? If it had to be a long dungeon, I'm glad it's this one. I still feel like I might like the second case the most, but this one's very good too.
Puzzle it out!
The remaining mystery is Dr. Weska's blank.
I can't wait.
Okay.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
Okay, I know. Also, my dog is telling me that we need to go outside. Shoot.
Got it wrong. Got it wrong.
Oh, I actually don't quite know this one.
You're wrong.
Wow, okay.
Only 30 seconds left.
Ah!
Great.
Okay. Oh, the email.
Go, go,
That's right, there's a whole thing about Anonymous. Shit, I need the I. Okay, I.
That's right.
L, let's get that L.
Go, go,
Whew, okay. I feel like, yeah, there's a couple things. I think we could pretty much imply, or infer, Yako's motive. But yes, the email. Who he was talking, the Anonymous he was talking with. Is that Yako? Or, not Yako. Is that Yomi? Maybe he was talking with Yomi. Because Yomi seems very invested in this whole thing. So I feel like he may have been talking to Yomi.
Oh, it's a secret dungeon! The labyrinth must be breaking down so slowly because the identity of the culprit isn't the only mystery. But it's still definitely coming down, so you better hurry, Master!
Yeah, got it.
Yuma, I'll follow you to the end until you reach the truth.
Nice. Good to see Vivia turned around on this.
Thank you.
We've come a long way from him threatening to kill me. And like a true, you know, labyrinth, right? Oh, if only Fubuki was here for this, and she seems to like kind of RPGs and stuff like this. She's like, oh, hidden dungeon, yes.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't.
I've been thinking. Remember what the Chief's soul said? If you keep that in mind while knowing who the true culprit is, doesn't it seem like he wanted you to find the truth? even though he was the culprit himself.
Why is that?
Maybe by finding this truth, we're gonna unlock
Maybe
the
there's
big
a
secret
hidden
of
truth
Kanai Ward,
behind
right?
this case.
Something to do with,
And the chief wanted us to
right?
find.
Amaterasu Corporation. There's the missing
There's an
file.
anonymous person involved.
If
Anonymous.
is part of this case, they must have a motive for killing Dr. Weska as well.
Because let's take a look at the solution keys we have not used, because there's a whole lot of them it feels like we haven't used. Okay, maybe not a whole lot, but let's see. Yeah, there's this whole thing about the storage key, right? Director Yomi manages the storage room. Yomi holds the only key to the storage room. There was a missing file in there. Mostly old research logs managed by Yomi, but a section of the files is missing. Whatever he didn't want others to see has already been disposed of. It's got to be related to this case, right? Like, who is this woman? How does she factor into it? Yeah, like, there's definitely some other stuff. The doctor's email records, right?
The doctor knew about the secret dealings and was planning to flee from Kanai Ward by himself, after all. Could it be that Anonymous took advantage of Chief Yako by instigating him to commit murder?
Yes. It's unlikely the chief just happened to kill Dr. Weska right as he was planning to flee.
If that's true, Anonymous isn't just...
You're right there,
involved.
Shinigami. Glitching a little bit.
They could be the mastermind, the Grey Eminence.
Raise my
Oh man, Danganronpa vibes with the
Why are you
mastermind.
telling me that now?
It's Junko. What if she came in here and she's like, jokes, I like, psych, I am also the mastermind in this game too.
All these crimes were committed by Yako on his own. Now, get out of here.
It's Yomi. It's gotta be
What was that
Yomi.
voice?
Maybe Yomi's gonna drop dead in front of us as well. He's not the true culprit, but if he's the mastermind, maybe we can kill him
Someone's
off.
trying to stop us from solving this mystery. Now we know. The mastermind is somewhere within this labyrinth.
Get out. Get out. Get out.
Then again, maybe Makoto as well. He's been kind of absent throughout this whole thing.
Out. Get out. Get out.
I'm just trying to
Out.
see if I can
Get out.
look at the
Out. Get out. Get out.
silhouette, but there's not much to go off of.
What's with this guy? Creepy!
We can't let this stop us. There's one more truth still hidden here. We have to find it. We need to know why the chief committed this crime.
Right. We'll figure this out.
At least Vivia's back on my side again. I'm gonna need him with the way I've been playing these stupid reasoning battles.
Get out.
Oh good, I got all of my health back. That's fantastic.
Solved. Solved.
That claim doesn't hold up. No, it still isn't solved yet. I will discover who the mastermind is. I will solve every mystery. I will not turn away from the truth.
Ooh, missing file.
Yako's the culprit. Everything was plotted by Yako alone. He hired Fink the slaughter artist. He prepared the murder weapon. We even killed the doctor. Yako acted alone. So what about this Anonymous? Even if they did, you'll never find out.
Ah! Jeez, that one came fast.
Nothing connecting Yako to Anonymous.
Ooh. Let's take a look here. Nothing. Let's see. It could be the missing file. We're gonna pick that. Alright, I'm gonna go with that one.
Say,
Just like the creep said, Fuzz had killed the doctor.
Yeah.
I know, there's no doubt about that, but that's not all there is to this. Someone else was pulling the strings. We need to figure out who Anonymous is.
yeah, that's right.
Are there any clues? Let's check the solution keys.
Yako's the culprit.
Everything was
Plotted by Yako alone.
he hired Fink the
Slaughter artist.
he prepared the murder weapon.
He even killed the doctor. Yako
Collected alone.
Ah! Damn it.
So what about this
Anonymous. Even if they did, you'll never find out who they are. There is nothing connecting Yako to Anonymous.
Nope, that's not it. Shoot. Okay. Is there really no connection? Let's check the solution keys. Is there any suspicious evidence? Maybe something Fuzzhead had he shouldn't have?
Speaking of
Ooh,
which,
come to think of it, the chief hid something in the corridor. But why did he have it? Ah! Okay. The lab map. Right?
Yako's the culprit.
Okay, so that's the thing, like, why would he have that?
Everything was plotted by Yako alone. He hired Fink the slaughter artist.
he prepared the
Murder weapon. He even killed the doctor. Yako
collected alone. So what about this
Anonymous. Even if they did, you'll never find out who they
are? There is
Nothing connecting Yako to Anonymous.
I'll slash through this mystery. Chief Yako tried to hide this floor plan along with that photo of himself. It was strange for him to have this in the first place. This is the link between Anonymous and the Chief.
Kill you in the name of justice.
Oh, that sounds like... Yeah, that sounds like Yomi.
Kill you.
It's hard where it's Yuma, Yomi, Yako. I get their names all mixed up.
Kill. Here it comes. Anonymous doesn't exist.
I'm gonna guess it probably...
Yako plotted everything.
Storage key, because the storage key's gotta come into it, right? That's probably where they got... Oh, the file! Maybe that's where they got it from, was the lab thing.
Do with the doctor's murder.
The storage key.
Anyone could find it.
Oh, shoot, okay. I'm gonna try that one. Yes, alright. Yes, it is. Yomi was working with... Because Yomi has been real weird. Yep, that's him. That's him. Good, we can kill him, hopefully.
But that room was locked. No one could enter it. It was completely sealed
Wow,
off.
it's pretty bad. It just took me until now to realize that that was the file that was missing, was the floor plan.
Only the director of the Peacekeepers had access. So,
And that's why
the only
Yomi didn't
person
want us
who
to
could have
discover the
gotten that
truth
floor
about
plan was
Yako.
Peacekeeper Director Yomi.
The anonymous person who gave Chief Yako the floor plan and pushed him to commit murder was you, the director of the Peacekeepers, Yumi Hellsmile.
Good, maybe we'll be rid of him once we come back to the real world. Can an accomplice be, like, die as well? Because at the end of the day, Yako was the one who committed murder.
You were the mastermind. You were pulling the strings from behind the scenes. You instigated the chief to commit murder.
I mean, I hate Yomi, but, like, Yako did choose to kill him. So that's on him.
I never thought someone as empty as me could feel so much emotion. This is the first time in my life I felt this angry.
How did you do it? What did you do to drive the chief to murder? Answer me!
I'm not telling you anything, idiot.
Huh?
So what if you figured it out? Who cares? It's too late now, you pathetic ingrates. Everyone died just as I planned. Now no one can stand in my way. No one can lay a hand on me. You should be grateful. I'm cleaning up this city.
What did you say?
Master, I hate to admit it, but Yumi's right. You can't do anything to him here.
Yeah, that's right. He's not the killer, so he's going to be alive when we go back in. And that's going to be a bit of a problem, considering when we go back to the real world, Yomi's still there, and he's going to try and kill us.
Why not?
He manipulated Fuzzhead from behind the scenes, but he wasn't the one who murdered the doctor. This mystery labyrinth is for the murder of Dr. Huesca. You can't punish Yomi.
Then what can we do? He has to pay for what he did!
We can't do anything! That's why I'm freaking out too!
So, exposing the truth would be pointless? Then why have we been seeking it all this time?
The truth is meaningless. I'm in charge in Kanai Ward. I have to laugh. Who could have guessed things would go so well? Yako Furio was a pain in the ass. The only reason I kept him alive is for this moment. He didn't even realize I was manipulating him into killing the doctor for me. How stupid can you be?
You'll pay for this.
Or maybe you just go up and just stab him with his knife.
Master,
It's like,
I'm sorry.
normally
Mystery labyrinth is
weapons
about
wouldn't
to
work except
destroy
the solution blade, but somehow Vivia will like be able to manifest it to work. And Vivia's gonna remember this too when he comes back to the real world.
If only we had found out what he was up to sooner, we might have been able to stop him. Still, I should be able to bring this memory
Yes.
back into the real world. I'll remember this
Aw, Vivia's
confession.
probably gonna have some guilt about like, I just kind of turned a blind eye to what Yako was doing. If maybe I'd stepped in and said something, maybe we could have avoided this.
I'm not sure if it'll help, but I'll interrogate him once we return to the real world.
It doesn't matter. I'll cover it all up. You're all nothing but scum beneath my feet. I'm untouchable. And now I'm gonna dispose of you like the trash you are.
Damn it!
Yeah, this is a problem.
Hey, hurry up! Execute these scumbags immediately.
Maybe Makoto will stop in now.
Criminals have no rights.
He'd be like, no, you can't do that.
You will pay for this!
What's with that look? Are you seriously going to defy me? Well, I don't care. You're all going to die now.
This is real bad, Master! He's serious!
Wait. Director Yomi Hellsmile. We know all about your secret dealings with Dr. Huesca.
Oh no!
What? Did you
Okay,
say
that was just a whip.
something? Maybe I'll kill the loudest one
I was
of
like,
you
damn,
first.
Vivia just gets killed.
If you have something to say, go ahead. I can't hear you. Come on, who wants to be the first to die?
Damn it!
Forget it. I guess I'll just kill both of you at the same time.
This guy isn't listening to a thing we say! If he was the real culprit, I'd boot kill him!
It's all going exactly how he wants. Solving the case didn't help anything.
Goodbye. Hope you enjoy the worst nightmare of your life as you die.
And someone's gonna come in and stop it at the last moment.
The only one who will be having nightmares is you.
Yep.
You? I thought you went back to the surface. What are you
Oh,
doing
he's got
here?
something, a file
Well,
of some
Yomi,
kind.
there's something I want you to see. What do you think of this?
How did you get that?
Most of the secret deals you've been making over the years are listed here. Looks like someone's been cooking the books. You conspired with Dr. Weska and leaked Amaterasu's technology to other national enterprises. And with the money you obtained, you bribed the right people to control this city.
Lies! You made that all
Of course, we do all this stuff and then Makoto comes in and exposes him.
up. Hey! I don't care if he is the CEO. Arrest this masked freak! We can't let this outsider barge in here and take control of this city! Capture him, execute him, chop his head off, crush his skull! What's wrong? Why are you just standing there? If you're scared, then I'll offer a bounty. Whoever kills him gets 100 million shin! Why won't you obey me?
Oh, or that's not the other detectives, are
He's
they?
using false information to tear the peacekeepers apart! You want that? You'll all be out of a job! Kanai Ward is better off without people like him! This city's fallen into ruin ever since he showed up! Now follow my orders! This city doesn't belong to him. It belongs to me, the great Yumi!
I'm sorry, Director Yomi.
Oh shit!
This city doesn't belong to anyone.
What? What? She's back? I thought she got killed.
Martina,
What?
you're alive?
Makoto stopped the execution.
Nice.
Issued. I am here today thanks to him.
Nice.
Martina is right. Kanai Ward belongs to everyone who lives here. It doesn't belong to you!
Shinigami?
Probably best to stay quiet and watch for now.
Poor Vivia.
So, you're on that freak's side now? I won't stand for this. You're a member of the Peacekeepers! I won't allow such insubordination!
Director Yomi, there's something I'd like to say to you. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to consult with a lawyer.
What?
Your reign is over, Yomi Hellsmile. Now, everyone, arrest the offending suspect. Please, do not be too rough. Even criminals have rights.
Damn it. Damn you! Mark my words, you masked bastard! Yomi Hellsmile will be back! And when I am, I'll kill you! I'll rip you to pieces for taking everything from me! You're all dead! I'll kill every last one of you!
That sounds like the words of an innocent man.
As we discussed before, upon receiving his punishment, I hereby resign from my role in the Peacekeepers.
You don't have to.
I must. This is my way of taking responsibility as his accomplice. Well, Chief Executive Makoto, I hope you will see to the rest.
Well, that's interesting. It
Sorry for
feels
causing
like
so much trouble. That should settle things for now.
it feels like a little bit of a downer that we weren't the one that got to expose him.
What's going on?
While the Peacekeepers had their hands full with the lab incident, I snuck into Yomi's room and looked around. And there, I found this file. It's all thanks to you.
Don't tell me. You meant to bring us here to be a decoy from the scout?
Oh man, the poor detectives just keep getting used, especially Yuma.
It was all just a series of coincidences.
Looks like I wasn't able to die once again. Well, at least things worked out.
That was really dangerous. I thought you were done for, Master.
I'm sorry about what happened to Chief Yako. With Yomi gone, there's a change in the winds of Kanai Ward. Even through the endless downpour, I will rebuild this city from the ground up.
I feel like Makoto just used us to be able to get rid of Yako. I still don't trust him.
Because
Like, damn it, not Yako,
I
Yomi.
love this city more than anyone else.
I see.
By the way, how did your investigation at the secret lab go? Did you find what you were looking for? You know, the so-called immortal monster, the homunculus.
Yeah, we were a little caught up on stuff.
Maybe homunculi are just rumors. But let me know if you'd still like help in your search. If it's within my power, I'll permit you detectives to search anywhere in Kanai Ward.
Thanks.
Well, I need to get going. You should return to your friends. I'm sure they're worried about you.
Plus, you need to tell everyone what happened to Fuzzhead.
Oh, one more thing. I have a gift for you, my friend. To express my gratitude.
A gift?
Kanai Ward will be reborn, thanks to you.
I haven't done anything.
No, that's not true. Please, accept the gift. We're friends, aren't we? Oh, but don't open it yet. It's a bit of a surprise.
Sure. Okay.
See you later.
Look, he is back!
Are you alright? We saw a bunch of peacekeepers heading that way.
Well, how did the investigation go?
The case is closed.
Closed? Really?
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Now the chief can rest without any regrets.
Rest? Wait. Do you mean the chief? Wait, you're joking, right?
He passed away quite a while ago. I was hoping he would live until Yuma and the others returned, but there was nothing we could do.
A while ago? And that means he was dead before the Mystery Labyrinth. No, it can't be. Chief Yako, please, tell me you're only sleeping. I will turn back time now, so please, open your eyes.
Stop it. There's no need to keep pestering the chief.
But...
I wish I could do something too. He's dead. As a detective, you should understand that. Don't sob like a baby. I want to cry too, but...
Was he already dead? Or was it due to the Mystery Labyrinth? We'll never know.
I think I'll head home now. My business here is
They're
done.
just gonna be like, Vivia, you're so insensitive, you don't care, but we know the truth.
So cold-hearted. As usual. He's like an emotionless robot.
Vivia, we should head back too. With the chief, of course.
Master, how long are you gonna let this get you down? I know you're shocked that Buzzhead was the culprit, but you and I solved it together, so shouldn't we be celebrating?
Solved it? Yes, we did learn the truth. But it didn't resolve anything. What's the point of solving something if it doesn't save anyone? In the end, we still don't know why the chief did it. How could you even consider it solved?
I understand why you're upset. Alright, I'll leave you alone for now.
And there's Kurumi.
Yuma? I thought you'd be here.
Kurumi,
Hey! I just promised I'd give him some alone time!
are you sure you should be walking around alone at this hour?
I heard about Chief Yako. Hey, Yuma. Did we make a mistake? If we didn't try to find that secret lab, maybe Chief Yako would still be alive.
I don't know if what we did was right or wrong. But either way, I think it would have ended like this eventually.
I'm glad to see that you've returned safely.
Thank you.
To tell the truth, while you were at the lab, I looked into Chief Yako's past a bit.
Huh?
I was just curious. Do you remember that talk on the submarine?
To me, this town is my life. My bitter past, my fun memories, they're all right here. I just wanted to protect the happiness I found within arm's
That's
reach.
definitely the scientist lady.
But it wasn't easy. It was too much for me to handle on my own. And as a result, I lost everything. I was an empty shell until you all came along.
In short, the chief lost his wife 4 years ago.
Okay, it was his wife.
She was a researcher at Amaterasu's lab.
The chief's wife was an Amaterasu researcher?
On top of that, his wife's death was declared an accident. But there seems to be more to the story. At the time, the lab's head researcher was suspected of leaking technological information. It was the chief's wife that blew the whistle. If what she said was true, he would have been removed.
That's Dr. Weska.
But on the day before the commission came to investigate, an experiment went wrong and exploded.
And that's the
killing
one.
her.
Was it 4 years ago where they talked about, or was it sooner than that? They said that like he got pulled off a project.
It's obvious that someone was trying to silence her.
Yeah. Chief Yako probably suspected that too. He was conducting his own investigation. In the end, I don't know what conclusion he reached.
So that's who the chief wanted to protect most. It's what he meant when he said he lost everything.
And the person his wife accused was Weska.
Dr. Weska.
Do you know who that is?
No, it doesn't ring a bell. It's getting late. Let's head back to the detective agency. The chief's final words. I think they were actually meant for himself.
Yeah, the truth is cruel. Never in history has the truth been known to be kind. But you know what? Turning your eyes away from the truth and living a lie is harsh too. In the end, you can never look away from the truth. As long as you live, you must face that pain. So really, what's the point of worrying so much about it? When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
But I think he was wrong, because everyone is mourning you, Chief. Chief, I've made up my mind. No matter how cruel it may be, I will expose the truth hidden in this city.
Hey, did you come up with this dish
Oh yeah,
yourself?
there's
I've
this
never
guy
had
too, the one who
anything
runs the
so
ramen shop.
tasty.
Thank you. Cooking is all I'm really good at, after all.
Are you hungry? Can I make you something at the agency?
Well, I guess I haven't eaten in a while.
What? This Splatty is gonna mix something dangerous into your food. I suggest you stay far away.
All right. What should I make? I need to cheer you up. I'll go on ahead and make something in the kitchen.
She seems rather considerate. She's a nice girl.
Yeah,
I wish you'd be more considerate to me.
Yuma, does light shine into your world now that you've obtained the truth?
I don't know. It's like you said. I feel as though the world's ended. I tried so hard to find the truth. Should I not have done that?
You should ask yourself that. Tomorrow. The you of tomorrow will have an answer for the you of today.
As usual, I'm not quite sure what you mean, Vivia. What's that?
It was hidden in a drawer of the chief's desk. It seems like a letter from Anonymous.
Anonymous? You mean Yomi?
Of course, he didn't know Anonymous was Yomi. This letter mentioned the truth behind his wife's death 4 years ago.
The truth?
It describes how Dr. Weska conspired to murder her. The facts were laid out, cold and calculated. I wonder, how did the chief feel when he read it? It's not hard to imagine him burning with a desire for revenge against Dr. Weska. By the way, this letter arrived right after I was dispatched to Kanai Ward. In other words, the motive and means were both in the chief's hands.
So the letter was the trigger.
In my ghost form, I've seen the chief staring at this letter in secret many times. Back then, I didn't know what he was reading, but I know the chief was thinking about it constantly. Perhaps the map of the lab was sent together with this letter.
If so, then it was a total setup.
I'm sure the chief deeply regretted using our fortes as part of his crime. Or maybe that's just the truth I seek. Maybe it's nothing more than wishful thinking.
You might be right. I think the chief wavered back and forth the whole time.
Yeah, I agree.
Some people think Vivia is cold-hearted, but I think he cared deeply for the chief.
I mean, yeah, he was willing to kill me over him.
He really did admire him.
Well, I think he's terrible at showing it. He needs to work on his facial expressions at the very least.
By the way, Yuma, Yomi definitely was the mastermind who worked in the shadows to put this together. With that aside, there's one more person I'm curious
Makoto,
about.
I'm guessing.
You mean Makoto Kagutsuchi? I know. Do you think it was a
Oh yeah, there's that
coincidence
present he
brought to
gave
the
me
lab
too.
today? Or... Oh, the phone.
It's a call from the WDO. We should go back inside.
I know about Yako Furio. Who could have suspected that a proud detective of the WDO would commit murder?
He doesn't know anything.
If only the World Detective Organization had sent support to Kanai Ward sooner.
Stop it. There's no point in saying that now.
I can hear you. Enough idle talk. Focus. The only thing a detective must do is solve cases. Concentrate on solving mysteries. Emotions will only shackle you as a detective. Emotions must be discarded to reach a perfect solution through a perfect deduction. I know you're suffering from the loss of your chief, but the investigation must continue. Until Kanai Ward's ultimate secret is revealed, the great global mystery will never be solved. These are heavy responsibilities. It demands your complete attention.
In that case, please tell us, what is the great global mystery? Many master detectives have already been killed. Keeping us in the dark could lead to more deaths. Like what happened to our chief.
Very well. The great global mystery
Is he gonna get cut off?
a mass kidnapping case.
Or that? Okay.
Huh? Kidnapping?
Yes, countless people from around the world have been kidnapped and taken to Kanai Ward. We are searching for the heinous criminal responsible.
Heinous criminal? Lots of people have been taken to Kanai Ward?
But where could they gather that many people in this city?
Well, I have an idea.
Huh? Seriously?
Alara seems to know something. You'd better go have a chat, Master.
The restricted area. They could gather all the kidnapped people there.
You're right. That would be the perfect place to hide them.
I was planning on discussing it later, But there is some new information about that place. It appears that the restricted area does in fact have a corpse disposal facility.
However, there are lots of rumors about the restricted area. For example, they even say it's a corpse disposal facility where bodies from Kanai Ward are dumped off.
What? That rumor was true?
In Kanai Ward, corpses rot easily due to the humidity from the rain, so they are quick to retrieve bodies. The corpses are then loaded onto trucks and transported to the restricted area for disposal. But that process is managed by a department with a handful of people working directly for Amaterasu's CEO. On top of that, they are only involved in transportation. They aren't
Okay, so Makoto is behind these kidnappings, it seems, or at least he would be aware of it.
How the bodies are buried and who buries them is a mystery.
All of this secrecy around the burials. It's suspiciously cautious.
The CEO is that Makoto guy, right? Does he have something to do with the corpse burials?
But how is the global kidnapping case related to a corpse disposal facility?
I know! They are forcing the kidnapped people to bury the bodies!
I doubt it. Why bother kidnapping just for that?
Anyway, there's definitely something happening in the city. Something sinister.
We just don't know what it is.
While we're at it, perhaps I should share the information I've obtained as well.
Huh? You got something too?
That anemic vampire knows something. I sure wish we'd gotten the whole story right away.
I don't know if it has anything to do with what's going on here. But while I was using spectral projection to search for the secret lab, I kept hearing about a strange rumor in town. There's a taboo among Kanai Ward's residents. Something they must never discuss in front of outsiders.
Taboo?
He's probably the only one who could have learned that. I doubt anyone would mention it in front of detectives.
So what was it about?
The Blank Week Mystery.
The Blank Week Mystery?
Unfortunately, all I know is its name, and that it's taboo to mention it in Kanai Ward.
Huh? That's it? I don't get it.
Well, it does sound ominous. Maybe it has something to do with the mass kidnapping and the restricted area.
But all we have to go on is the term.
The Blank Week Mystery is taboo in Kanai Ward.
Blank week mystery makes me think of like it's a week where nothing happens, but something happens. But it's like a blank week. It's like you can't talk about what happened that week.
I wonder if Kurumi has heard about it. I should ask her after this meeting with number 1.
She's an informant who may be hiding information. If that's true, we'll have to torture the info out of her.
The Great Global Mystery in the restricted area, the Blank Week Mystery, and a heinous criminal pursued by the WDO. After coming this far, we're still discovering more mysteries. How are they all connected? What is going on in Kanai Ward?
Detectives, listen closely. If this case is ignored, then more people shall end up becoming the victims of this criminal. The only ones who can stop it, the only ones are us detectives. The World Detective Organization will never overlook a mystery. Any and all truths must be exposed, understand? We are aiming, as always, for a perfect solution. And as long as I'm involved in this investigation, I will be the one to guide us toward finding that perfect solution. Our moment of truth is finally at hand. Go forth, proud detectives.
He's gonna get cut out.
all mystery.
Yep. Oh, or that happens.
What's going on?
What was that flash?
Number 1, I heard an explosion. What's that? Another branch. A news flash. Alright, give me the video feed.
We bring you breaking news. The WDO headquarters has been struck by a terrorist bombing. Here's live footage from the scene. You can see the fierce fire consuming it. For those of you just tuning in...
Terror attack? Hold on. The World Detective Organization? No way. Impossible.
What is this? What is happening? Master, this is...
Wait, oh shit, the thing that he gave us, he's gonna knock us out. Oh no.
Is this? I must rewind.
No, it's gas.
Kurumi?
Hold your...
Kurumi, she's just kind of...
Die some.
So Kurumi's like... She's not in the room, so maybe she didn't get affected by it. Maybe she escaped. Oh, nope, there she is. Never mind, I was like, why would she see that and then come inside? She was in the doorway. I was thinking maybe she would run away from it. Okay, well, that happened. Yeah, I did not do too well in this one. This was not one of my prouder moments. But anyway, that was a really intense, really good one, especially coming off the third one, which I felt has been the weakest so far. I said before, I think that... I don't know if the second case at the school or this one is my favorite, but this was a really good one. Pretty upsetting, given who the culprit was. I did not see that coming. Perhaps like Yuma... I was in denial right up until the end. That moment where I was like, oh shit, when I like had that feeling of who it was, is like, oh man, not wanting it to be true. Yeah, just a whole bunch going on. It just feels like you solve one mystery, it's like a Pandora's box, you know, it like opens a bunch more. There's still so many questions. And now all this thing with like Makoto betrayed us as I expected. And then the whole thing about like the mass kidnapping, the corpse disposal facility, still all of these big mysteries, finding out like what Amaterasu is up to. From what I know, I believe this is going to be the final chapter. I think I read that there's, because I wanted to know like how long this game was. So I believe there's 5 chapters. So we are in the end game now. So hopefully we will get the answers to all of these questions. I imagine that this is going to be, if it's anything like Danganronpa, this will be kind of like the big crazy thing where like all the mysteries are solved, and I hope it will be as good as, because I find the Danganronpa finales, the final cases tend to be the best ones, or at least some of the best ones. So hopefully this will continue that tradition and we will have a really good final chapter to this. I'm really excited to like learn all of the secrets. Yeah, I don't know, like something about this chapter's got me hyped now to like see it through to the end. So I really enjoyed this chapter. Hopefully you guys did too. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned next time for the final chapter. Until then, bye guys. Alright, so that is going to do it for the final of chapter 4. We are down to the last chapter. If it's anything like Danganronpa, it's going to be probably an extra long one, so I think we're still going to have quite a bit of the game to go. But that was, yeah, pretty crazy, heartbreaking, but also, of course, Makoto seemed to have betrayed us, and, you know, the WDO getting attacked, terrorist organization apparently taking them out, we get knocked out, as it seems like we're getting closer to the truth that people don't want us to know about, but I still don't know what Makoto, like, what his whole deal is, like, locking Yomi away. It feels like he's making the big power play. I don't know what his end goal is here. This whole thing about is like protecting Kanai Ward and all that, but what will he do to achieve it? And is he going to take us out? It seems like in one case he wants us to help him save Kanai Ward, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know what his plan is. I'm really excited to find out and hopefully get the conclusion to everything. Like, who is Yuma? Like, who was he before all of this happened, before he lost his memories? How did he come across the book? Why? Why did he choose to make a pact with Shinigami? What is Makoto's plan? What happened to number one? Like, so many questions to be answered. I'm super hyped to get to the finale. Hopefully, if anything, like Danganronpa, usually they are pretty good at killing it in the last chapter, and this one was very good. I think this one is tied with chapter 2 in this game, as like those have been my 2 favorite cases so far. So maybe we can end on an even higher note. Really excited to find out. Hopefully you guys are too. Stay tuned next week for part 21 and the beginning of the end. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Until then, bye. Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons: Emily Hornsby, Zoran Ether, Revealing Storm, Asborn Kennedy, iCognito, Harry Gazif, and Jared Fan.